a wrestler punished over a death threat, CM Punk heat, and my review of AEW Dynamite. I'm Ollie Davis, and this is the WrestleTalk News.
Support WrestleTalk!
Mark Henry's AEW contract is reportedly set to expire at the end of this month, where there's a chance he could return to the only other place he's ever wrestled, WWE. But the WWE of 2024 is very different from the one he came up in between 1996 and 2021. There's no more Vince McMahon, there's no more Kevin Dunn, and presumably, there's also no more death threats. Mostly because those death threats were from Mark Henry himself. Speaking on the Undertaker's 6 Feet Under podcast, Henry revealed the following about an incident in the 90s. I got in trouble, and WWE sent me to Canada because I threatened to kill Shawn Michaels and the entire clique. I meant that shit. Apparently, this was because of a silly backstage rib, where someone had hidden Henry's crutches, which he needed because he had broken his ankle. Henry blamed HBK when it was actually that cheeky scamp Paul Bearer. Ooh, crutches! It all sounds like a lot of fun until you remember this was the mid-90s. Michaels and Triple H weren't the lovable father figures booking WWE today. Henry had previously recalled how he once had to stop The Rock from getting in a backstage fight with the clique after implying they had put literal crap in his food box. Speaking of the Dead Man's podcast, Undertaker has finally given his side of a long-running story about him clashing with CM Punk behind the scenes in the late noughties. At the time, Taker recalled, there was an internal push from WWE for their talent to dress smarter when representing the company. Back then, Punk was World Heavyweight Champion and was dressing in a t-shirt and hoodie. Undertaker approached Punk to tell him his casual clothes were getting him some heat with the boys in the back, to which Punk replied, "What about Cena, who was both the other world champion and wearing jorts?" To which Taker replied, "You're not Cena." But he should have said, "I don't know what Cena's wearing. I can't see him." It was reported at the time this interaction led to Punk losing his World Heavyweight Championship after just 69 days. Nice, when he was just attacked backstage at the Unforgiven pay-per-view by Randy Orton. The way The Undertaker tells it, he was trying to give friendly advice to Punk to stop management thinking he was difficult to work with, and claimed he never had any serious problems with him. Which is more than we can say for Punk and the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia. One of the big questions over CM Punk's return to WWE was how he would deal with the company's business relationship with Saudi Arabia, which he had been heavily critical of, including, at one point, telling The Miz to go suck a blood money-covered dick in Saudi Arabia. You f***ing dork. Punk is currently out injured, so there's no in-ring reason for him to be at this Saturday's King and Queen of the Ring. And PW Insider is reporting he won't be travelling to Jeddah with the rest of the WWE team for kickoff panel duties and the like, because he'll be doing commentary for the MMA promotion Cage Fighting Fury Championships. We'll have to wait till the next Saudi show to see if Punk will be involved. But I will be repping CM Punk, speaker of objectively the greatest promo of all time, this Saturday on our King and Queen of the Ring live reactions. I'll be joined there by Luke, who I've got a little treat for, which I'll be revealing at the start of our AEW Dynamite review podcast on the WrestleTalk podcast channel later today. There's a link for that in the video description down below. Subscribe here and there to find out what. Now here's a word from this video's sponsor.
Hey, Luke, have you got any ideas for this Surfshark ad?
Surfshark ad?
Yeah, I'm writing the ad for Surfshark this month, but I mean, I don't know what to say. I feel like everyone knows about Surfshark at this point, right?
What's a Surfshark?
It's a VPN.
What's a VPN?
A virtual private network.
Oh, so I'll be able to like protect my data and watch content from overseas and protect me from cybercrime.
Yes, Luke, and our audience will be able to secure their privacy online by using the code WrestleTalk to get 3 months extra for free using the link below.
I don't know. I'm all out of ideas, I'll be honest with you. I mean, maybe you could come in as a cowboy and horse ride your way through the VPN world.
Well, howdy do! Y'all heard about Surfshark VPN? Luke, I think I'm just going to write up the conversation we had for the ad.
That'd be ridiculous, P. I mean, how would you end the video?
Well, I don't.
now it's time for my review of Furiosa and Mad Max, AEW Dynamite, in about 5 minutes. The show opened with AEW's usual opening credits intercut with clips from the Furiosa trailer. I suppose in kayfabe with who's running the show. In storyline, the Elite are huge Mad Max fans. The opening match had so many weird dynamics laid on top of each other, it actually made it work. Forbidden Door 2022 babyface opponents are men of opposite energies. Will Ospreay and Orange Cassidy teamed together with huge heel Don Callis as their manager against other heels, Roderick Strong and Trent. But they all worked together at a frantic, non-stop pace that laughed in the face of your building to a hot tag match template. This was just one long hot tag. Callis interfered to help his new boy Cassidy, but the other heels had more numbers. Wardlow flattened Ospreay on the outside, letting Roddy pick up the win. The United Kingdom beat down Ospreay afterwards, bloodying him with a belt shot ahead of his title match against Strong this Sunday. No longer Bullet Club Gold, as they're now officially renamed the Bang Bang Gang, their in-ring promo was interrupted by Pac, or is it Puck? No, it's Pac, who reunited Death Triangle for a brawl to set up a match at Double or Nothing. Not just for the trio's titles, but also for who has the cooler entrance. Gee, I wonder who's going to win this three-way to fight for Chris Jericho's for the World Championship at Double or Nothing. Is it Hook, who's been stuck
in the Jericho mid-card vortex for about 2 months?
Is it Shibata, who's also
been stuck in the Jericho mid-card vortex for the last pay-per-view cycle?
Or is it Brian Keith? It's Brian Keith. A result so predictable, he kind of lost twice. Keith tapped out while both Hook and Shibata had submissions locked in, meaning it'll be a triple threat at Double or Nothing. It looks like the Mercedes Moné versus Willow Nightingale build peaked with last week's angle, as they just had a video package on this show. Takeshita squashed Matt Sydal ahead of his IWGP Heavyweight title Eliminator match on Sunday. Moxley decked him with a microphone afterwards. This week go-home angle, mixed with the fact this is just a title Eliminator on a pay-per-view, has sapped most of the excitement I had for this match. After calling the Young Bucks turds backstage, Swerve Strickland came out for a match against Nick Wayne. Just like their match last year, it only went 10 minutes and was more to build the larger story rather than put on the killer matches they've had in Defy. It was still a fun bout though, with Swerve whipping Wayne like he was his daddy. Strickland won with the house call, was attacked right after by Killswitch, but Swerve low-blowed the monster and chased Christian out the arena, hitting a stomp on Killswitch as he did like Copeland had earlier this year. In that last angle, Christian escaped by stealing someone's car, so we appropriately got a Swerve here, with another car blocking his way, driven by the returning Prince Nana. Strickland DDT'd Christian on top of the car for Christian to then run away. This was a cool go-home angle. I just think it could have done with a bit of blood, given what we've had so far. No, Adam Copeland, no! That's too much blood! Malachi Black beat Kyle O'Reilly next in a really neat kick-type Pokemon match, but it was the angle afterwards that really sports entertained. When the lights started flashing red and gallons of chunky blood, chunky with, I guess, bits of brain, poured all over Malachi Carey style directly in the center of the ring, actually going on him, unlike that one time on Kevin Nash. See, AEW is better than WCW. Toni Storm tagged with Mariah May against Saraya and Harley Cameron in what ended up as a really fun match, fueled by big characters and good wrestling in equal measure, and Storm doing Nelson Muntz's ha-ha laugh at Saraya. Uncanny. Storm and May defeated their opponents via lesbian smooching for Serena Deeb to attack Toni with a chair and a shoe afterwards. What a heel! That's a good joke. I hope this means Serena is the villain and Toni is the face now. The night-long storyline had the Bucks banning Darby Allin from the arena to ensure a safe backstage environment, while simultaneously paying Team TNA to injure Bryan Danielson in the final match of the night. Which meant, yes, Jeff Jarrett was in the main event, baby! Come on! 100% rated episode. In one of the weirdest go-home matches in AEW history, Danielson took on the 7-foot-plus Satnam Singh. Sometimes you don't need great in-ring technique. The crowd see one man big, other man small, they go banana. But this also had Danielson wrestling, making Satnam look like AEW's most destructive big man. Even the commentary table collapsing too early couldn't ruin the action. Saved from a submission loss, Team TNA caused a very rare DQ when Danielson had the label lock on. The Elite came down to pick up the scraps afterwards, where they were about to throw him off the ramp through a table when Tony Khan dropped Darby Allin off outside with a fist bump. Now that Trent's a heel, I guess Tony's the new Sue. It neatly explained why Darby was allowed into the arena with the other boss giving permission. Not that they needed to justify the storyline, as everyone was mostly distracted by Darby carrying a flamethrower. The Elite rightfully ran away, Danielson put Nicholas through a table, and Darby kept his finger on the fire the entire time, ensuring a hot go-home angle. Double or Nothing's this Sunday.
Oh, brother, this guy stinks!
Buckets of blood, a car chase, and a flamethrower. What a go-home show! The Furiosa and Mad Max saga. This week's Dynamite is 81%. Now go watch our epic near 2-hour documentary on the insane history of Roman Reigns' Bloodline saga.